2 years ago I won this 5k. Last year I ran faster but only finished third. So this year I'm back to try to win it, but what I didn't expect was a head-to-head mental battle against a guy in a Ingebrigtsen style speed suit and a race that nearly broke me. Right from the gun, this small kid just takes off full sprinting mode. Kudos to him for going for it, but I'm pretty sure that he can't hold that pace for 5k. But he's actually opening up a gap on me on this first little uphill out of the start area. So here I am in second place, low-key worried that this kid is about to crush me. But I can also hear some fast footsteps coming from behind, and honestly I'm hoping that someone flies past me so I can tuck behind and draft. Because in any 5k the danger is always the same. Go out too hard and you're done. So I'm actually relieved when this guy comes flying up from behind. He looks seriously fast in his Ingebrigtsen style speed suit. I'm thinking perfect, let him just set the pace and I'll just try to hang on and see if it's sustainable. And look how long it takes, over 300 meters before we finally reel that kid in at front and manage to pass him. And the whole time I'm glancing at my watch, realizing that I'm already running around the 3 minute per kilometer pace, and I know that there's no way I can hold that for a full 5k, especially on this course that is a really hard course for being a road 5k with a lot of sharp turns and some tough uphills. So now I'm just hoping that I'm not the only one who have started a bit too optimistic and that I won't blow up before the first kilometer is even done. In my head I'm debating a lot if I should just let the speed suit guy go a bit and play it safe, hoping I can catch him later, but then I remember I didn't come here just to run a decent time, I also came here to give myself a good chance of winning. So I decided to try to stick to him at least for a bit longer, hoping he will eventually settle into a pace that I can actually survive. But then he suddenly surges on this little downhill and I just say to myself that I have to play it smart. If I follow here, I know my own body well enough that I will blow up and ruin both my chance of winning and of beating last year's time. So I let him get a small gap, but this does not mean that I'm giving up on the win. This is my hometown race and I know this course inside out, and the sharp turns and the two brutal uphills that is coming in the later section you have to respect. And honestly, that's where I'm hoping that Mr. Speed Suit might have underestimated the course and started out too fast in this first easy part. Also, this next tougher part of the course with a lot of turns and some climbing play more into my strengths, coming from a background from mainly forest and trail running. So I'm hoping with just keeping a good but controlled pace from this point I will be able to really win later on. I hit the first kilometer in 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and honestly I'm a bit relieved seeing this, that I let the guy in front go, because that's already 10 seconds faster than I was at this point last year. And even though I actually had one of the best training months in a long time the last month, I know that I'm not suddenly that much stronger than a year ago. So the plan now is simple: try to keep the leader within striking distance while still not burning all of my matches in this first part of the race. So this next stretch is all about me trying to play it cool, take the sharp turns in a smooth way and keep a good pace, but save a little energy for what's coming. Not the most exciting footage for you to watch though, so let's fast forward to the next kilometer split. So I ran the second kilometer in 3:31. This part of the course had more turns and up and down, so it's naturally a bit slower than the first one, but still I think I got a little bit too comfortable sitting in second place. Compared to last year I actually lost 7 seconds at this part, which means it's now really close between me and my younger self. And as you can see, the speed suit guy is stretching that lead a bit more, but the first big uphill section is coming in this third kilometer, and that's where I know I have a chance. If I can just hang on until it starts climbing, maybe I can start clawing my way back into the fight for the win in this race. Here the uphill starts, and I know on this wide angle camera it doesn't look that steep, but trust me, you can really feel that it goes uphill here. And I can just see the leader up ahead, maybe 10 seconds in front or something like that. So in my head I tell myself, this is where the race really starts. I push a bit harder on the climb, try to increase my intensity, but I'm still trying to keep just enough left to raise the intensity again when it flattens out. And my hope is simple, that he went out a little bit too hard and that this uphill is where he finally starts to pay for it and I can start gaining back the time I have lost. Near the top of the hill it finally feels like I'm starting to reel him back in, and that's a massive confidence boost. You might see the heart rate of 170 BPM on screen and think that that looks like a pretty low heart rate, but for me it's basically red zone. My max is only 178, so I'm almost maxed out. But the second I realized that I actually have a chance to get back in the race and fight for the win, suddenly it feels pretty good. Painful but good. Now we're done with the climbing for this time and hit a flat stretch before a short steep downhill, and then it's straight into the final uphill of the course. The last uphill for sure took a lot out of me and it's tough to pick up the pace here. But I tell myself, give it a shot, you can see him, he's right there, and I want to at least give myself the chance to fight for the win. So the plan from here is clear. Get as close as possible on the flat, try to close the gap on the downhill. And honestly, seeing the gap shrink meter by meter here is incredibly motivating. Closing in on the 3k mark, I hit the split in 3:32, almost identical to the last kilometer, but this one had a lot more climbing, so I'm really happy with that. And even better, I've actually stretched the gap on my younger self by another second. That means I'm now 4 seconds ahead of last year's pace. And the leader is still just in front, you can see how close I'm getting. And for the first time in this race, I'm starting to actually believe I might be able to fight for both the win and my fastest time ever in this race. Finally I catch him, and in that moment I make a split-second call to go now and shock him. I surge up this hill way faster than I can actually sustain. I mean sub 3 kilometer pace uphill, that's not the shape I'm in. But this is a mental game and I want him to believe that I'm super strong and leave me a gap, and it instantly works. I open up a small gap, but I refuse to look back to see how many meters I have, because the second you turn your head and start looking back a lot when you're in the lead, your rival will know that you're stressed. And I can't afford to give him that, because the truth is that I'm really stressed. Deep down I know I probably became a bit too eager catching up with him, and the fear is that I now will have to slow down massively and lose this whole battle in the final kilometers. But I'm ready to fight hard, so I just try to keep a decent pace in this split. I hit the 4k mark in 3:18, that's 10 seconds faster on this split time compared to last year. So even though I clearly overcooked it and pushed a bit too hard in that part trying to get that gap, I managed to build up a solid gap on my younger self as well. But with 1 kilometer to go, it's pure survival mode. My legs hurt so badly at this point and I don't dare to look back, and I have no idea if Speed Suit guy is closing in or not. All I can do at this point is just fight with everything I got to try to keep a decent pace and just pray that this gamble holds all the way to the finish. With the 600 meters left, I'm thinking that keeping the lead and winning would be amazing, but what really drives me to push through the pain here is the chance to beat my younger self. I know that last year I closed with a really fast last kilometer, so if I want to beat my younger self, I really need to dig deep here. And that thought alone, after a few years since my elite orienteering career, becoming a parent, and feeling myself gradually becoming worse and worse shape, now having the chance to prove that I in the last year actually have become stronger, that's what's motivating me to keep pushing right here. As I fight to keep these heavy legs moving, just a quick reminder. I've seen that 76% of you watching my channel aren't yet subscribed. So if you enjoy these videos, I'd really appreciate if you hit that like button to this video and subscribe to my channel. It's just the last few meters left and my legs feel like absolute concrete, but I realize that I'm going to make it. I crossed the line with a final kilometer split of 3:26, and I managed to beat my younger self by 7 seconds, finishing in 17:04. But if you think this looked hard, you should check out this video where I tried to finish first in a park run while pushing my twins in a stroller. Click here to see that. Train smart, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.